Hi, Karen Curry Parker here, and I want to just make a short video here and share something that I think is very interesting and profound about the human design chart. I have said for a lot of years now that global warming is going to be actually an incredible opportunity for us to create peace and harmony on the planet. And here's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about why I think global warming is actually going to be a tremendously unifying force on the planet. When we look at the human design chart, the channel 515, the channel that connects the sacral to the G center, is the channel of rhythm. It's actually the place where natural rhythm and natural order is maintained. And contained within that channel in the 5, which is the one that's not marked on this particular side, is the energy for rhythmicity. So if you think about nature, nature has rhythms, right? The sun comes up every morning, the sun goes down every night. There's seasons for some of us. There's a consistency around the daily patterns and the annual patterns of nature, and even patterns in celestial movement. But at the other end of that channel, in the gate 15, we have extremes in rhythm. So it's an interesting energy when these two energies come together. Those of you who have the gate 5, the one at the bottom that's not marked in, you probably have a deep need for consistency and rhythm in your life. You're the kind of person who likes routines, patterns, and habits. And those of you who have the gate 15 colored in on your chart, you probably struggle with having a consistent pattern or habit because you're not really designed to. You're designed to have a pattern for a certain time or habits for a certain time, and then you're designed to have different patterns and habits at a different time. So you may find that your habits change a lot, whereas other people who have the 5 don't change their patterns and habits a lot. So when you have the gate 15, you're kind of designed to be extreme in the way in which you go about creating things or doing things, and you have to kind of follow the flow. Nature also has extremes. If you think about nature, there's all kinds of cataclysmic extreme events in nature. There's weather events, there's volcanoes, earthquakes. These are all extreme parts of natural rhythm or natural order. The interesting thing that I want to point out for you here is that the energy of extremes in the gate 15 is also called the love of humanity. This is the place where we give direction to our life and our world based on our connection and our love for each other. This is a place where compassion lives in the chart. And it's interesting to note that extreme natural events, mudslides, volcanoes, hurricanes, floods, also trigger very large-scale humanitarian compassionate responses. As difficult as this may be to think about, a natural event and major natural events actually unify us in our humanity. We embrace with compassion the idea that perhaps there, for the grace of God, go I. Natural events don't discriminate. They impact everyone, rich, poor. They impact you no matter what your skin tone, your gender, your sexual orientation. Extreme natural events are non-discriminatory and ultimately trigger in us a desire to reach out and help each other. In the face of this Houston flooding this week, I invite us all to think about things that we can do to deepen the expression of our compassion for others, things that we can do to foster the growth of our love for each other, and to recognize that none of us is disconnected or separate from each other. We are all ourselves part of the pulse of natural rhythm and natural order. And that when we take bold actions forward in the name of love and compassion, and I said actions, I didn't say just holding space. Holding space is important, having a great vibration around it is important, but love is a verb. Taking those powerful actions to continue to create the structure in our world that supports the evolution of sustainability so that we can create a world where we can at least mitigate some of the natural extremes of nature and make sure that we are acting in such a way that expresses the compassion that we have for each other. The event in Houston, I think, is really the beginning of what is becoming the new normal. And it's vital for us to recognize that this trigger event, while tragic and horrible and certainly requires of us great acts of compassion, is also an opportunity for us to really look at where do we have commonality? Where are we aligned? Where can we come together in the name of the love of humanity and continue to move towards finding elegant, sustainable, abundant solutions to the challenges facing humanity today? I absolutely believe it's possible for us to shift the trajectory that we're on, or to influence the trajectory that we're on, in the name of creating a world of sustainable peace. So I invite you this week to take just 5 minutes and sit down and think about, what would the world look like if we all had access to clean water, healthy food, if we all had access to education, and we all had access to government systems that empowered us to choose our own direction in life. If our children were raised in environments where they were allowed to unfold and fulfill their purpose, the truth of who they are in their lifetime. If we made sure that everybody's rights were protected and safe, and that the rules that we lived under were equitable and sustainable. If we lived in a world where we were engaged in the question of what can we do together to make this world a better place. Take that time, enjoy that vision, and have a great week.